Kruger National Park attracts over 1.8 million visitors annually, making it one of the most popular national parks in Africa. Join us as we give you a window to experience its diverse wildlife and stunning landscapes.
Good morning.
Hey, good.
All good, thanks. And you?
Yeah, I'm well. Sleeping over.
Yeah.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
All good. Thank you.
Chop.
It's always a wonderful feeling when you drive through the gate and you know you're officially in the park. These sighting boards are very helpful because they show where certain animals have been seen. Quite often the animals can still be found in the area. We've got a very nice private campsite here. It's quite shady and we've got a good chance of seeing birds and animals in the bush here.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy days. We're here in Kruger for 30 nights, thanks to a very generous 40% discount that's offered to pensioners. It's actually a quiet time of the year in the park because of the heat and also because it's the rainy season. So it's to encourage people to come and use the park when it is the quiet time. We're very grateful for that offer because it makes it quite affordable for us. And so we're looking forward to some super times in the next 30 nights here in the park.
Our plan is to travel from the south end of the park right through to the north end of the park at Punda Maria, and even as far perhaps as Pafuri, and then to turn around and then come all the way back. So this will take us through a whole variety of ecosystems where we'll see a big variety, we hope to see anyway, a big variety of birds and animals.
One thing that you can always count on in the Berg-en-Dal campsite is being visited by a little bushbuck. And this little fellow came with much more than we bargained for. During our stay here, this is the area that we're going to be concentrating on when we look for game. This oxpecker would have feasted quite well if it had been on that little bushbuck in the campsite. Giraffes twist their necks around each other as part of a behavior known as necking. This activity occurs mainly between male giraffes and is a way for them to establish dominance and hierarchy in their group. It can be gentle or aggressive depending on how threatened the one feels by the other. Did you know that many African tribes regard the giraffe as one of the holiest animals on earth because they feel it is an animal that's able to foresee the future? Because of its very long neck, the giraffe is capable of seeing danger far away and can warn animals long before they can see or sense it for themselves. We were extremely lucky to see this pair of cheetahs because we'd hardly aimed our cameras before they disappeared into the bush. This is the Matjulu waterhole. We always like sitting patiently at a waterhole because of the variety of animals that spend time in and around these water sources. Here you have an excellent chance of seeing some very dramatic predator action. Elephants have a very keen sense of smell, and they can detect water from several kilometers away. By lifting their trunks, they can catch scents carried by the wind, helping them to find water sources and also to detect danger. Water sources can be dangerous because predators know that the animals have to come and drink. It's also a way for the elephants to identify family members or the presence of other herds. It's the month of January here, and what's striking about visiting the park in the rainy season is the sheer abundance of animals. This is an amazing sight to see so many of them here together. Warthogs are found everywhere in the park. Note how they drop down to their knees when eating. They're at their most vulnerable when down on the ground like that. With the sun sinking on the horizon, it was time to head back to camp and start our traditional braai. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning.
Today we're going to concentrate on the area along the S118 and S119, which includes the Gardenia hide. Sitting in this hide is like having front row seats in a theatre, and you sit here waiting for all the actors to make an appearance and for the show to unfold before you. With patience, you are never disappointed. We've been having temperatures of up to 42 degrees centigrade, and some of the visitors, like this hyena, are only interested in coming here for a cool dip. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe down below. Thank you. This poor little grey go-away bird was really feeling the heat. As you know, rhinos are highly endangered. In a bid to protect them, Their horns are now being infused with a mix of dye and non-lethal toxins, making them useless for poachers. The dye stains the horn, and the toxins, which are safe for the rhinos, are harmful to humans if ingested. For the sake of future generations, we really hope that this is a good enough deterrent. I'm not sure what scared these guys off, but they took off very quickly. This colourful little lapwing has caught itself a nice snack. If anyone knows what it is eating, please let me know in the comments down below. We made a whole video on these elephants enjoying their mud bath. We'll put a link to the video at the end of this one. It's definitely worth watching. The drive along the S119, which follows a riverbed, offers a fantastic opportunity to spot the big five. However, if the animals are in the riverbed, they're often too far away for clear photography. One often finds lions in the riverbed along this stretch. When it's really hot, it's not unusual for lions and lionesses to lie on their backs with their legs in the air. When a saddle-billed stork sits, its feet face forward while its knees, which are actually the ankles, are bent and tucked under the body. It does look rather strange, doesn't it? We always take the time to stop at bridges and streams. With a bit of luck, we get to see some action. Before we leave Berg-en-Dal, I thought I'd let you know what there is to see and do around the reception area. Berg-en-Dal has a very nice restaurant that overlooks a little dam. The shop has everything you need, as well as lots of souvenirs to choose from. Right next to the reception area is a little museum that's a must to see if you want to learn more about rhinos and the history of the area. There's a very nice walk called the Rhino Trail that starts just below the restaurant and includes an interesting section with animal skulls and braille boards for the visually impaired. These monkeys can be quite a nuisance if you're sitting on the deck of the restaurant. I had to hang on to my food for dear life or they'd have stolen it from me. The Rhino Trail continues along the river and then goes up between the chalets and through the campsites. They've got rather a nice pool that looks inviting on a hot summer's day. And here we have the ablution block, which as you can see looks quite modern. All too soon our time at Berg-en-Dal was up and it was time to break camp. Rob usually wears a blue dust coat because ground tents and dirty cars make quite a mess of his clean clothes. Do join us as we head off to Skukuza on the next part of our Kruger adventure.